Welcome friends, this is your Jawahar. I welcome you to today's 360-degree view on news that we know, the details that we need to know. Well, today we are going to discuss about the election process of the presidential election process of the United States of America because that become one of the important things to discuss. Well, friends, before that entering into the subject, I would like to put a disclaimer because what we are discussing today it's only based on the reports that are coming forth in both in different medias and different discussions. This is not final one. We are only discussing about the process that is pending or the process that has to be undergone in the election to the president of United States of America. Well, friends, why then, if that is the case, why should we discuss it at all? Because the most important thing is that the United States of America is a superpower. Undoubtedly, with its high-tech army, armed forces, its very affluent economy, with its what is known as a vibrant democracy, with a written constitution, and it is a country that gave the first written constitution, and it is a country that has been establishing what is known as the democratic norms flying very high. It is a country that what is called first put in writing about the civil and personal liberties. It is a country that worries about the individuality of the individuals. The personal rights are more important in this country. And today, to move without this country is not possible. And every country will have its own repercussion relating to the outcome in the United States of America. That is why we are discussing. Again, the discussion is based on more textual in that sense. The procedure is so complicated, so we try to demystify some of the process that are involved because we may not have time to go through that. Well, friends, now first thing is what is happening now in the United States of America after the popular votes have been counted. You know pretty well what has happened. Now, there are two types of things are happening. Number one, Mr. Joe Biden, who won the popular vote according to the media report, he has formed a transition team, a transition committee. It is headed by, co-chaired by Senator Kaufman. What is the kind of idea given to this mandate for the smooth transition from the Trump-Pence administration to Biden-Harris administration? So this transition has to be smooth. Then they are now deciding who are the cabinet members to be. And they are deciding who are the officials to hold important position. And they are also trying to finalize certain policies relating to COVID-19 control and also its vaccination program. They are also working about the what is called resurgence of the economy and many other developmental activities that are needed. This is happening on one side. Why this goes on very feverishly is the one question you will have to ask when the other side, Mr. Trump, has not conceded the victory of Mr. Joe Biden. And above that, he has complained about electoral fraud, what is known as a voter fraud. He complained about voter fraud in that sense. There are dead voters, mail-in voters in many states that have not been properly done. So when this is going on, he used to be a kind of a person who has got a lot of enthusiasm in meeting people, particularly the press, and used to discuss with them. Because of some problems with the press, these days he is not coming out meeting the press. Rather, he is carrying on with his work regularly and he is closeted with his senior officials in his chamber. Though that means that some discussions are going on. Again, it means that some of the senior most officials have been changed to put more loyal people on the side of the Trump administration. I think they are all routine things we need not worry about. But what about this Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, when he was questioned about the transition, he said the transition to the second administration of Trump will be smooth. So that carries quite a lot of weight. Number two, he said that he will be going to visit 7 countries with regard to diplomatic ties and relationship with those countries. At this point of time, it raises our brows. Well, when the two groups are handling like this, now let us see what are the next stage position, what is the things that should happen next. Now, what we have seen is only the popular votes have been counting is over. Even now, when the lawsuits were filed not to count, they were dismissed. But still, there can be what is known as a official certification. What do you mean by state being declaring and official certification? Yes, that is another process because both of them are not the same. Now there is an official certification of the votes by the state has to be sent to the electoral college by the respective states. Here again the problem will come. Somebody may go to the court, but so far there is no such thing being seen. Even if the courts are not going to interfere, there can be a problem where because of this kind of a complaint, there may be difficulty in the states. The states may not agree to officially certify the votes that are counted because of the complaint. If that is the case, then there will be a problem. Particularly, this happens in respect of three major states. The states, three states disputed, where highly disputed voter fraud has been disputed, is Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Arizona. These states are largely the popular votes have gone to Mr. Joe Biden. So when there is a dispute in these three states, the legislatures of these states have to certify. But whereas the legislatures of these states are controlled by Republicans. When it goes to the Republicans, they may not agree. If they do not agree, then the result will be difficult. But out of these, the Pennsylvania and Michigan, we have Republican Democrat governors. It again creates more problem. Today, the state has what is known as the Senate has overwhelming majority of the Republicans. There are out of 50, there are 26 are Republicans and 22 are Democrats. And there is the Washington D.C., the District of Columbia has no vote as per the Constitution. Well, if suppose that situation arises, no certification been given, then what will happen? On this side, we'll have to see the Electoral College. The Electoral College has to necessarily meet on 14th of December. Why this 14th of December? It is the Wednesday that follows the second Monday as per their convention and their law. So that 14th falls on the 14th December. There should be 66 clear days before which all these disputes are finalized. Why? It is called Safe Harbor deadline. Safe Harbor deadline, which means that all these disputes are be finalized before 6th of December. If they are not going to decide before the 6th of December, then there will be a dispute. What will happen if suppose the members, Republican Party members, they write in favor of the Republican Party candidate and Democrats, they write about their own candidate, but the governors give a different report, then all the three states come under kind of a, what you call a scanner before they are not going to settle the dispute before 6th. Then at 14th, when it comes before them, then naturally either they take it into account or they may say that the three states may not count. In that case, if suppose the votes are not, the different views are taken, then a person has to get 270 electoral votes. If nobody is going to get the electoral vote, then what happens? The electoral college will immediately declare for what is known as, it will declare election contingent election. It is called contingent election. What is this contingent election? Before that, did it happen like that earlier? Yes. In history of United States of America, it has happened 3 times. In 1801, in 1825 and 1837. Again, lastly it happened in 1886. In 1886, again same, different three states came under scanner and there was what you call Mr. Tilden got a popular vote as against the Republican candidate Mr. Hayes, Mr. Rutherford Hayes. Then ultimately there were compromise effected and Rutherford Hayes was declared, and he was made as the 19th President of the United States of America. After this, because of this confusion, an act was passed in 1887. It is known as the Electoral Count Act. This Electoral Count Act, suppose it has not been decided, the electoral call will go in for a contingent election. The contingent election is that the persons it will be going to, the members will be deciding, that is, the House will select the president, House members, where the Senate will select the vice president. The problem is, in Senate, each member has a vote. But whereas regard to the House is concerned, House of Representatives is concerned, each state will be counted as a single vote. In that case, there will be again difficulty will arise, there may be a dispute. And if that is the case arises, then they need to decide as to who will be the president and who will. If suppose there is a problem, if you think, a kind of this thing happened, then there is known as a acting president. Who will be the acting president? The House Speaker will become the acting president. Presently, the Democratic Nancy Pelosi is the lady is the House Speaker, and she will automatically become the acting president. This is the kind of a scenario in respect of the act is concerned, legal position is concerned. Well, friends, what we think is that a proper solution will be found out by experts, and this will be sorted out, because we always look forward to the United States of America as a guardian angel of the democracy, and long process have been given for a long time because they wanted to resolve, they wanted to reflect the public opinion, they wanted to disengage all the controversies, and finally install the president on the 20th January of 2021. That is the 20th January noon. The president has to take over, vice president has to take over, and the office of oath will be administered by the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. This is the process. This is known as a transition process. Now we have seen what is the background. Let us see, friends, what happens. Thanks for watching.